What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today is Main Deck Monday, and today we're looking over one of the most hype cards from Generations, and that is Jolteon EX, which is right here. Jolteon EX currently, I think, is $40 on the internet, and everybody's hyping it up, and today we're going to figure out why it's hyped up. Now, there's two different ways you can play Jolteon EX in Standard. That is Mega Manetric, or this way right here. And I think this is like the better choice. Like 99% sure this is the better choice. And this is with Mega Mewtwo Y. But we'll go over Mega Mewtwo Y and we'll show you why it's a better attacker than the Mega Manetric. So your main attacker is going to be Jolteon EX. 160 HP, kind of low. The first attack is Swift, 30 damage, not affected by weakness, resistance, or any other effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. But the second attack is why it's being so hyped right now. Flash Ray does 70 damage, and during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from basic Pokemon. By basic Pokemon! I mean, looking at this deck right now, we got Jolteon, Hoopa, Shaman, Mewtwo. Mega Mewtwo's not basic, but, I mean, you got Toad, you have Yveltal, you have Yveltal EX, you have Darkrai EX, you got Joltik, Pumpkaboo. I mean, the list just goes. I was going to say Landorus, but Lucario, Hawlucha, all these basic Pokemon cannot hurt Jolteon EX. And Flash Ray is such a strong attack. And I mean, this is why it's worth $40. And plus it's in Generations, which is hard to get. But if you don't know, they are making Elite Trainer boxes. So these cards are fixing to drop significantly. Like, they're going to be... I mean, they're not going to be, like, worthless, but they're definitely going to drop in prices, because when the Elite Trainer boxes come out, you get, like, 10 packs, I think, or something like that. Don't quote me on that one, but, so Jolteon X for sure. Like, really, really strong attack. It's Flash Ray, don't get me wrong. Now, like I said, it only works against basic Pokemon, and one of the biggest Pokemon in Yveltal that we see is definitely Glade. Glade destroys Jolteon X, but Glade also has Psychic weakness, so to counter that, we have Mega Mewtwo EXY. Mega Mewtwo EXY has the attack Psychic Infinity. We've seen this before. It does 10 and 30 more damage times the amount of energy attached to both active Pokemon. So if you have 2 attached to Mega Mewtwo and 2 on the Glade, so 3, 6, 9, 12, plus 10, that's 130 times 2, 260, and you're knocking out that Glade for sure. You're destroying this card. And also, Mega Mewtwo can take down those evolution cards like the Zoroark, maybe Garchomp. Like, Garchomp plays Focus Sash, it becomes kind of weird. You can maybe Sky Return, then attack with Mega Mewtwo. Don't get me wrong, it's probably shaky. Greninja, you can probably load up big Mewtwo's and knock them out before they even have a chance. Like, you're going to be so much faster than Greninja. You probably go in that matchup. There's a lot of different decks that, you know, the evolution Pokemon, that Mega Mewtwo just kind of just runs over, because Psychic Infinity is such a strong attack. And we can load up this guy fairly quickly. Like, turn 2, you can swing 180 damage, I promise. The first one's Photon Wave, 30, reduced by 30, and Cybird, we can't use it because we don't play Psychic Energies. Now, we do play 2 Shaman and 1 Hoopa. Hoopa, you can go search for Jolteon, Mewtwo, Shebe, setup. So there we go. That's all the Pokemon in the deck. I mean, I'm having a lot of fun with this. Shout out to Brandon Cantu also. He loaned me the Jolteons. I actually don't own any. I've been trying to trade for some, but it's nearly impossible to trade for them. So shout out to Brandon for letting me borrow these Jolteons. Without this, Main Deck Monday would not be possible, or it would just be a different one. So that's all the Pokemon in the deck. 1 Battle Compressor, going to discard 3 cards from your deck. This is going to be mainly supporter cards like the AZ, Hex Maniac. Ooh, Hex Maniac's so good against Greninja. Sorry. But Battle Compressor, you know, discard AZ. And AZ is such a clutch card, because some mistake that people make is when they're playing against an all-basic deck, they bench a bunch of Pokemon, but then you can AZ them back into your hand before they get Life Center to lose you the game, which is pretty cool. But 3 Max Elixir, this is how we're going to attack with Jolteon turn 1. Look at the top 6 cards of your deck, attach a basic energy card you find there to a basic Pokemon on your bench, and this way you can attach it to a Jolteon on your bench, and then shuffle the other cards back into your deck. And now remember, Jolteon just needs a Lightning and a DCE. This means all you have to do is Max Elixir to a Jolteon in the DCE, and the Jolteon also has free retreat, so if you have a Jolteon in active spot, you can then retreat to the other one, and start using Flash Ray turn 1. Which is amazing, because usually on turn 1, they're only basic Pokemon on the field, so they can't hurt your Jolteon regardless. 2 Mega Turbos, this is for our Mega Mewtwo's, of course, to attach a basic energy from your discard pile to one of your Mega Pokemon. 1 Super Rod to get back either energies or Pokemon. Early game, you are going to run through a lot of energies. You're going to Ultra Ball, discard some away. Sycamore, discard some away. So you have to get them back somehow. 2 Switch, and this is because Mewtwo has a hefty retreat cost. It has a 2. Hoopa has a 2 retreat cost, and Shaman has a 1 retreat cost. You do have Switch and AZ both work as well. 4 Trainers Mode for consistency, 4 Ultra Ball to get your Pokemon, 4 VS Secret to reuse supporter cards, 1 AZ, 1 Hex Maniac to shut down your all abilities to the end of your opponent's turn, 1 Judge, that way you can disrupt your opponent, and you make it where you have to, maybe you don't want to Sycamore, discard a bunch of stuff away, 1 Lysander, bring a Pokemon off the bench, 4 Sycamore, discard your hand, draw 7 new cards, and 2 Parallel City. And this is once again going with the Jolteon thing I was talking about, or the AZ thing, because what you do with Parallel City is you can reduce your bench to 3, and yes, you're going to reduce your own bench to 3, which is great. So what you're going to do is you're probably, like, maybe early game, you might need an Ultra Ball for Shaman to get the Jolteon, to get the Max Elixir, to get the energy, to get the DC, and start attacking with Jolteon. But what you can do later game is Parallel City, put your bench down to 3, and then start AZing them up. And if you can AZ 2 of them up, or maybe even 1 of them up before they take a single prize card, they can only take 4 because there's 2 on the bench. So that's a cool thing that you could do with AZ and Parallel City. 3 Mega Mewtwo Spirit Link, so that way your turn doesn't end when you Mega Evolve. 2 Muscle Band, which is needed with Jolteon EX because Flash Rate only does 70, and with a Muscle Band you do 90, 90 times 2 is 180, which takes a knock on like Evitos and all the weak Lightning Pokemon and Lugia as well. You 2-shot a lot of Pokemon as well, because 70 plus 70 doesn't knock out like your Ninja Breaks or Trevenant Breaks, so you need that Muscle Band as well. And then, let's see, 4 DC and 8 Lightning Energies, and that is Mega Mewtwo Jolteon. Like I said, a lot of people have been playing Mega Manectric Jolteon, but that deck just gets destroyed by Garchomp, gets destroyed by like maybe Trevenant, gets destroyed by Gallade. I mean, there's so many things that destroy it, but with Mega Mewtwo Mega Mewtwo Y, I think you fix all those problems that you had with the Mega Manectric version. But hopefully you enjoy this deck breakdown. I really do like this version of the deck a lot. Once again, shout out to Brandon for giving the Jolteons, but hope you have a great day, and let's see the deck in action. Alright, you're putting it Sconely 262, playing a Grass Psychic Colorless. Now, this might, oh man, I don't know, Sceptile maybe? Kind of weird. Maybe Night March. No, not Night March, because it needs lightning. We won the Coin Flip. Yeah, we'll go first regardless. And we'll find out together what it is. Some kind of, I don't know. It's too hard to tell. Okay, so my opponent has no basic Pokemon. We're going to stall Jolteon, and we actually have a really good turn 1. And let's see. Oh, it is a Mega Sceptile deck. Okay, so with this, we'll actually have to attack with the Mewtwo, Mega Mewtwo, because, you know, Mega Sceptile can hurt us. Okay, so they're going to select a Pokemon, put it down, and let's see how crazy we can get with Mewtwo. Turn 1, there's a Lightning Energy. We're not going to put down the Hoopa, and there is good old Sceptile EX. Now, we could, you know, attack with Jolteon. It's, you know, could do Flash Rate for 70, but we need a Hoopa, and we need to get out these Mewtwo. So let's go. Let's get a Mewtwo, and then a Shaybe. That seems great. And we also could play a Parallel City, bumping us down, discarding the Shamans and stuff as well. So we're going to put down the Mewtwo, use the Max Elixir, looking for a Lightning Energy, and we get one. We're going to put on the Mewtwo. We're going to Trainers Mode, look at the top 4 cards of our deck, grabbing the Spirit Link turn 1, which is great. Put it down on the Mewtwo. Using the Trainer's Mail one more time, and let's see, what do we get? We get a Muscle Band. We might as well just get it out of the deck, so that way we don't draw back into it. Put the Muscle Band on this guy, attach the Lightning Energy, use Shaybe, drawing 3 cards. Yep, and let's see, what do we get? Alright, we get another Max Elixir, and let's see, what do we get off this? Maybe another Lightning Energy. Can we have this giant Mewtwo turn 1? And it looks like it might be a really possible thing to go. So we're going to end our turn. Next turn we have the Mega Mewtwo. So right now we're doing 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16. I think we actually can knock out the Sceptile. Turn 2, if he attaches a Grass Energy to it, we can retreat. Use Mega Mewtwo Y and take a knockout next turn. Alright, so we'll see what happens. Is the other Shaman in the deck? I didn't see if it was or not. If it is, we can Ultra Ball, discard Sycamore, whatever. Grab the Shaybe for 4, then Parallel City. but I think we just want a Sycamore regardless. They received Ultra Ball, discarding a Grass and a Birch. Okay, and let's see what they get. Now, we are down 2 Max Elixirs. Max Elixirs, but luckily we have the Mega Turbos. There's a Spinnerack coming on down. Now, if you don't know, Sceptile has Unseen Calls 60, and if we're affected by a special condition, does 70 more, so 130. Okay, there's a Hoopa. Going to search for 3 EX Pokemon. He does put a Grass Energy to the active, and there we're going to see a Scoundrel Ring. Going to search for 3 EX Pokemon, probably some Sceptiles, maybe a Mega Sceptile. Now, they did have the advantage, but can we make it our favor? Okay, so there is Mega Sceptile Shaman. All right. Shaman's good for us. Hoopa, we actually can't hit for weakness, which is kind of bad. Sceptile coming down. Shaman drawing 3. All right. And let's see, do they have a Judge or not is what they really need. Or a Spirit Link. No, they have Force of Giant Plants. They can Force of Giant Plants turn 1, and that'll make things kind of interesting for sure. And we knock out the Sceptile next turn if he Mega Evolves. There's an Ultra Ball discarding a Shaman and a Mega Sceptile, so he already had it in his hand. What is he going for then? There's, okay, the other Sceptile coming down, the promo one. Okay. Does he have the Force of Giant Plants is the question. Let's see. So there's a Sycamore. Going to discard his hand, draw 7 new cards. And let's see, can he get the Forest and Mega Evolve this turn? That'd be fairly interesting. And if he does, well, we might have to two-shot this guy. There's a Spirit Link going to the active. Does he have Forest? And, oh man, what if he has Forest? Nope, just a Sleep Poison. Oh man, oh, okay, Tails. Good. So on our turn, okay, what do we get? We get a Judge. I'm going to put down the Mega Mewtwo. Let's see, so 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Yeah, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, yeah, 16. So yeah, we need a DCE this turn. So we're going to Ultra Ball, discard Judge and the Mega Mewtwo. And like I said, if Shaman's in the deck, we're going to grab it. Yep, Shaman's in the deck. We're going to dig really hard for this DCE. So let's Shebe. Drawing 4. Yep, let's draw. We have 4 cards in our hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's the DC. So we can DC this guy. We can Trainer's Mail. Looking for another Spirit Link. Okay, so we know the Mega Turbos are in the deck, so we're going to press done. Let's do the math one time. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. So yeah, we're taking a knockout. Let's Parallel City, and we're going to bump it this way to make it where we have 3 Pokemon. And that way we can discard our Shamans, and that way he can't take easy knockouts on those guys. So discard 1 Shaman, discard another Shaman, and then we're going to Sycamore, discard our hand, draw 7 new cards. We're looking for a Link and another Mega Mewtwo Y. Okay, so we get the Mega Mewtwo Y, but no Link, but we are going to retreat to the Mega Mewtwo Y, and yeah, we're going to knock it out this turn with Psychic Affinity. Turn 2, doing 190 damage, sorry about that. Taking 2 prize cards, let's see, what do we get? We get a Lightning and a Battle Compressor. Alright, now what we can do next turn is, we can Lysander Shaman, take a knockout with powering up this guy. Here we see Sceptile come up. It has Agility, flip a coin of heads to prevent all effects of attacks, including damage done to his Pokemon during your opponent's next turn, and Strong Slash for 130. Okay, so there's energy to the active. And we did 190. If he attaches another one, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then we can knock it out next turn. There we see heads on this. Okay, yeah, we can knock it out next turn if he Mega Evolves. Yeah, 220. Yeah, we could easily knock that out. We see a Trainer's Mail. Good look at the top 4 cards of his deck, and let's see what he decides to get out. I wonder if we whiffed, would we have the Max Elixir to knock out the Sceptile next turn? Ooh, that would have been interesting for sure. But let's see. There's a Max Elixir going to attach to Grass Energy, probably to this Sceptile. Yep, that's where we see the Grass Energy go. Spirit Link onto that guy. And we'll probably see Agility done to this Pokemon. Just making sure it's that Pokemon. Alright, Agility heads. So we can't hurt it next turn. But what we can do, and I think this is a smart play, just put an energy on this guy. We're going to Battle Compressor. Hopefully the Lysander's in the deck. Did we already discard it? Okay, there's a Lysander AZ. And we'll discard the other Mewtwo. That seems great. We are going to VS Seeker for the Lysander. Bring up the Shaman, taking a knockout. There's really no way he can knock us out next turn. So let's bring up that Shaman. Let's Psychic Affinity, taking the knockout. And we'll go down to 2. And the next turn, we can knock out whoever he wants to. Unless he brings up the Spinnerack. But That seems kind of counterproductive. Taking 2 prize cards. There's Trainer's Mail and there's Parallel City. And yeah, it looks like we're on the course to win this game against a Mega Sceptile deck. Now, of course, our deck, it could beat pretty much everything. It could beat the basic decks with Jolteon, use Mega Mewtwo for pretty much everything else. Yeah, so things are looking great for us right now. Well, let's see, what will our opponent do? I mean, I don't know. They need to somehow put us to sleep. They receive Sceptile EX, come up to the active spot, onto our opponent's turn. Let's see what happens. Alright, I mean, things are looking great for us. Turn 1 was great. Turn 2 was even better. And, I mean, I don't know what our opponent could do. He could judge us. Maybe, what's the second? Strong Slash, 130. Can't use attack next turn. Unseen Claws, not going to knock us out. The Mega only does 100. And has 2 energy. So there's really, I don't know what he could do. There's an Ultra Ball discarding 2 cards. Unless he plays a Mewtwo, no, a Lugia with a DCE. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's still not a knockout. That's only 160. There's a Lysander. Bring up the Hoopa, but we do have the switch in our hand. Is it if done? Okay, flip a coin if it has prevent all effects of attacks, including damage done to this Pokemon. Now it says, yeah, so if we flips heads and we don't get a Lysander next turn, we obviously can't take a knockout. There's agility heads. So if we need a Lysander this turn, we make sure flip a coin of heads, prevent all of attacks of effects, including damage done to his Pokemon during your opponent's next turn. So we can't take a knockout just yet. So we're going to Trainer's Mail, look at top 4. There's the VS Seeker, so we pretty much have the game. We're going to put energy on this guy. We are going to VS Seeker for the Lysander, bring up that Sceptile on the bench, and we're going to switch and take a knockout. And, I mean, within 4 turns, we win the game. Give me that Sceptile. Let's switch into the Mega Mewtwo. And we are going to use Psychic Affinity for the knockout. Oh, we probably should have maxed Elixir to even do more damage. But there's 250 damage with this Mega Mewtwo Y. Alright, so there we go. Taking the victory against Mega Sceptile. And this just proves that you can beat decks that are just not basics. Of course, Jolteon can take out the basic decks pretty easily. But Mega Mewtwo is in there for the non-basic decks. But we'll see one more game with this deck. And I will see what happens in the next game. Alright. Alright, you're putting against Curly Tingla, playing a a fire colorless deck. Now, this is probably most likely Entei or Embo or Entei or something like that. We'll go first, yeah, of course, and let's see what happens. Now, if it is that, all we gotta do is load up 1 Jolteon, and we pretty much win the game. Our opponent has no basic Pokemon. We're gonna start Mr. Jolteon EX. We're gonna press done, and let's see, what are we playing against? Okay, Fire Fear Belt. Battle Compressors. Now, he can still knock out Jolteon turn 1. So, what we're going to do is we're going to Ultra Ball, get out 1 Jolteon on the bench, and then we're going to load up that one for the turn because he's most likely going to Blacksmith the first turn. So, we're going to Ultra Ball, discard a Lightning, and man, I don't want to discard a DCE. We'll discard 2 Lightnings, kind of seems scary, but with this, we're going to grab a Jolteon. Hey, grab, thank you. Jolteon, come to me. Come to me, Jolteon. Alright, put down the Jolteon EX, put a Lightning Energy, and we're going to put the Muscle Band down just in case he plays Headringer. And we're going to end our turn onto our opponent's turn. Now, the only thing that could happen is our opponent could, Crushing Hammer. Crushing Hammer would discard the Lightning. We can't attack next turn, but we do have, Max Elixirs. We could DC Max Elixir next turn. So we'll see what happens. I mean, if we swing with his DCE, there's no real way he can knock us out unless he plays. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what fire decks could play. Unless he plays some evolution card, maybe Camerupt, like Team Magma Camerupt. That's the only real thing I can see. Fighting Fear Belt, DCE. I mean, he got the turn 1. He tackled with 30, 40. He could do 140, not knocking us out. And there's a Megaphone discarding that Muscle Band. There's a Scorched Earth. Go ahead and play Shaman. Draw 6 new cards. Not 7. That's Uxie. Set up Uxie. Set up Shaman. 6, 7. It's easily confused. Okay. So Shaman drawing 6. But if he doesn't play Crushing Hammer, it's pretty much game over. Like, we have to knock out Entei with 210 HP. But I mean, like, what's he really gonna do with this Entei? Once he swing with this Jolteon? And this is what happens against like basic decks. Like, our hand is horrible. Like, this is like one of the worst hands I've seen with the deck, But since he's playing an all basic deck, we just kind of just win. And that's why Jolteon is such a strong card. Now, it might take a little while, for sure. Like I said, if he plays Camerupt, then we're probably in trouble. But right now, it doesn't seem like it. Let's see, 130, 40, 50. If he escape ropes, floatstone, retreats, then he can hit this Jolteon, but he still cannot take a knockout. There's another intake coming down. And yeah, this is pretty much going to be the game unless he plays like enhanced hammers, rushing hammers, all that stuff. Tails takes 30 damage from the flip. On to our turn, we're gonna retreat into this guy, put it the DC, and we are going to flash ray for 70. None of his base Pokemon can hurt us now. On to our opponent's turn. Let's see what happens. We're gonna end up 3-shotting this Entei. He did discard the muscle band. If he didn't, we would be good to go. But he has to play something that confuses us, something that puts us asleep, something that paralyzes us. If he doesn't play any of those cards, we're going to win. Fighting Fear Belt to that guy. Muscle Band onto it as well. And yeah, I mean, some people do make the mistake of playing Jolteon. They put down a bunch of bitch Pokemon, and they just, they lose because your opponent can just Lysander the other Pokemon and win that way. But luckily, that's why we play AZ and we play Parallel City to kind of reduce that to happening. So you should be okay with that way. If you do get too crazy, we're going to see a retreat into the other Entei. Blacksmith onto it. He's going to find out in a second that he still can't hurt us. I wonder if he thinks that if he does this, we can't really do anything. So Flame Screen. Okay, he's going to protect himself onto our turn. We're going to put a DC to the active. We're going to Flash Ray once again. He's going to do 40. Okay. And it's going to be a little while, but we're going to win this game. Like, there's nothing our opponent could do. All we're going to do is Flash Ray, Flash Ray, Flash Ray, Flash Ray, Flash Ray, and Flash Ray, and Flash Ray. There's a DC to the active. He could Lysander bring up this guy, but that doesn't do anything. Ultra Ball discards 2 cards, discarding a Max Potion. Here comes another Shebe. Okay. If we get a Lysander, we can take a knockout on Shaman to speed the process up as well. Set it for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And let's see what else. I mean, he can maybe retreat to another Entei, kind of stall for a little while, but the end is pretty much, it's like over. And this, like I said before, play against Nightmark, doesn't play Glade or Garchomp. If you play against Evital decks, now Evital decks gets kind of weird because you do have Mega Mewtwo to attack their Zorks and Glades, but you have Jolteon to knock out their just knock out their Evitals and everything like that. They received Delinquent, we had to discard 3 cards from our hand, but I'm not really worried about that. I thought he would grab a Lysander, bring up our Jolteon, take a knockout this turn, but I guess he's not going to. Delinquent, discard these 3, don't really care about those. Maybe the switch, like I said, if he plays a Pokemon that can confuse us, and then we flip Tails, then he can knock us out. There's a Flame Screen, okay. Protects it itself, we're just going to Flash Ray one more time. There's a Parallel City, we could reduce how much damage he's doing to us, but that doesn't really matter. Flash Ray for another 70. Or another 40, sorry. And yeah, this is pretty much going to be game. Our opponent might be scooping here in a second. He realized, like, he probably can't do anything. But at least game 1, we saw the deck really, really do. Like, it did amazing turn 1. Right now, we just haven't drawn into anything. Like, it's just so bad. There's a VS Seeker. He could grab a Lysander this turn, like I said. At least take 1 prize card. Yep, there's a Lysander. Try to bring up that Jolteon, take a knockout this turn. Yeah, that seems like a great play for sure. Bring it up, take a knockout, and I don't know, we'll see what happens. Maybe he plays something spooky, and he can win. I don't know. He's going to go down to 4 prize cards, but those are probably the only prize cards he takes. Go Jolteon, let's see what happens. Another Lightning Energy put on this active, and we will Flash Ray for another 70? Or no, 40. He used the first act. I keep forgetting about that. We still can't knock it out next turn unless we get a Muscle Band. We do play another one of those, okay? And let's see what Curly Tangela does. There's a Lugia coming down. Not really worried about that. Once again, he can't hurt us. That's another basic Pokemon. Muscle Band onto the Lugia. Okay. And I wonder what Curly will do. So their bench is full, first of all. So that means, they don't have anything special. They don't have a Camerupt. Lugia's not going to hurt us. Shebe's not going to hurt us. Entei's not going to hurt us. There's another Flame Screen. Okay, onto our turn. We're going to, I guess, attach another Lightning Energy. Flash Ray. Okay. Doing 40. One more time. And then next turn, we can finally knock it out. He might retreat to Lugia or something, but if we top deck a Muscle Band, we can knock it out. There's a Trainer's Mail. Good look at top 4 cards of his deck, or their deck, her deck. There's a Blacksmith. And Entei is still a really strong deck. I've seen a lot of people hype up Entei for sure, because it still beats Yveltal, it can beat Garchomp, it can beat Night March, it can still beat a lot of decks. So, I know some people will be like, oh, Entei is not a real deck, but I promise, Entei is still a really high contender for states coming up. We see Max Potion going to heal the damage off the active, but, I mean, my opponent's just kind of I mean, they're going to deck out before us, that's for sure. There's really no way they can get around that. And time wouldn't be called either in real life, because I draw, attach, and attack so much quicker. Another flame screen for nothing. Onto our turn. And states our best 2 out of 3. There's a Sycamore. We're going to play a discard our hand, draw 7 new cards. And then maybe next turn we can play, okay, there's no Lysander. We're going to Flash Ray once again. We could play Trainer's Mail, but I'm going to draw a card and then play Trainer's Mail. Okay. Took us about 30 turns to draw a card, but there we go. And hopefully next turn we can top deck a Lysander. Another flame screen coming down. Onto our turn. Hey, there we go, Lysander. So let's Trainer's Mail. Let's see, can we hit a Muscle Band? Okay, so we get, which with the AZ in our hand. Come here, Mr. Shaman. I know, Shaman, I don't want to hurt you, buddy, but, you know, we're going to bring that Shaman up. And we are going to Flash Ray, take a knockout, going out of 4 prize cards. Next turn, a VS Seeker for Shaman, take another knockout, and then hopefully take one more knockout, or one more EX Pokemon. There's a Super Rod and a Shebe. Alright, here comes Entei. Oh, it's our opponent's turn. We could have been nice and put down a Mewtwo and let him give him a Lysander target, but we want to win this game. Another flame screen coming down onto our turn. Got a VS Seeker. We are going to Lysander one more time. Bring up the other Shaman, and can we get one more Lysander to win the game? And this is the cool thing. If your opponent gets too crazy, they can, yep, there we see the victory screen coming down. And there we go. There is Jolteon. I know game 1 was way more exciting, but I just want to show you what happens when you play against a non-EX deck. And our hand was terrible. One of the worst hands. I mean, no Ultra Ball for Shebe or Hoopa. Nothing else. So there you go. There is Jolteon Mewtwo. I mean, game 1, we saw us beat the Mega Mewtwo deck. We had a great turn 1. Got it set up, taking a knockout turn 2, doing 180 damage. In game 2, we play against an all basic deck, and we won that way. Now, this is still going to happen. At states, you're going to play against Night March decks that don't have Garchomp, that don't have Gallade, and you're going to beat them. You're going to play against decks that have Toad and maybe like Giratina or something, but you're still going to beat those decks unless they like play super heavy Crush Chambers and stuff like that. But you should still be able to beat those decks as well. It is still really, really hard matchup for them. Try to think what else is all basic. Yveltal, you hit for weakness on the Yveltal EXs. You can knock out Zorks and the Glades with their Mega Mewtwo's. I mean, it has great matchups across the board. Garchomp, you can tackle with Mewtwo. Probably not the best attacker. It's probably the only deck you really struggle with. And Trevenant. Now, Trevenant's probably the worst deck to play against if they do get the turn 1 item log. You might be able to do something Mewtwo, but it's a really, really bad matchup. Trevenant's looking like it's going to be one of the best decks coming up for sure. Now, it's weak to Dark, so Yveltal, of course, counters that, but there's a lot of decks that counter Yveltal, and it's a weird kind of triangle going on for states, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens this week 1. But one of the most hyped decks, like I said before, is Jolteon EX. I mean, they're like $40 on the internet, and I'm still trying to figure out why. Don't get me wrong, Jolteon is a really, really strong attack. I don't think it's worth $40 though. Like Shaman, yeah, Shaman is definitely worth $40. That is like one of the best abilities ever printed besides Uxie. I mean, Uxie and Shaman are pretty much the same thing. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens at states. But good luck. Hopefully during this episode of Main Deck Monday. I know it's kind of weird. Like I said, it's kind of like a Road Tuesday, Main Deck Monday. I'm not sure where it goes. But Jolteon's being really hype right now. Everybody knows it's going to be played. Everybody thinks Mega Manectric is the right play. Maybe. I do. Mega Manectric doesn't have an answer for Gallade, though. That's the only problem. That's the only problem I see. You don't have an answer for Gallade, but Mega Mewtwo does. So I think the Mega Mewtwo version is better, but I could be wrong. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you learned something new about the Jolteon Mega Mewtwo deck. Have a great day. Alrighty.